Where's the most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly city in North Carolina?
You're listening to Queer Money Podcast number 417, and today we're sharing the best place in North Carolina for LGBTQ plus people to thrive financially and personally. Let's get on with the show.
The mission of Queer Money is to financially empower the LGBTQ plus community. Join us in thanking Capital One for supporting that mission. North Carolina. No queer people live there, right? Absolutely not. We know that's not true. As a matter of fact, did you know that North Carolina has 6 counties where the LGBTQ plus population is higher than the national average per capita?
That is pretty gay.
Yeah. It's kind of surprising.
So for those of you who don't know, Dave and I have been on vacation. Maybe we'll call it a sabbatical for the last several weeks. So we haven't recorded a podcast in quite a long time, especially a Gay Cities one. So we want to, for our own edification, we're going to remind ourselves, and maybe you, some of the metrics that we're using to calculate the most affordable and LGBTQ plus friendly city in each state. The metrics include Human Rights Campaign's Municipal Equality Index, Zillow's Zori, Zillow's Zivi, household median income, household average income, as well as bestplaces.net's cost of living. Putting all of that together is how we're calculating most affordable and LGBTQ plus friendly in every single state,
including North Carolina.
All 50 including North Carolina. So what city is the runner up in North Carolina? That happens to go to Carrboro, yay!
Which is actually a suburb of Chapel Hill, so it's
exactly.
And Chapel Hill and Durham are basically kind of one city. So
right, and Chapel Hill actually came as a close runner-up, but didn't quite actually make it. It also got a 100 on HRC's Municipal Equality Index, just like Carrboro, but the affordability is where it's at with this. The cost of living for Carrboro is 134.5% of the national average. That's the second highest in the state. Rents are at $1,575 per month, and home prices are about $400,000 per property on average. Rents are the third from the top relative to the rest of the state. Home values are 6th from the top relative to the rest of the state.
Kind of close to the bottom, actually.
It's tied for third for incomes for both median and average incomes, $57,000 a year and $81,000 a year, respectively. So Carrboro is a nice little runner-up and really close to a lot of things that are going on with respect to Chapel Hill and Durham. Yeah. So it's be a great place to live, that you have some affordability and a lot of culture and people around you.
Yeah, it's a place where it looks like you can earn a decent living, and maybe it goes a little bit further. It's not as expensive as some of the other places. Tired of all the credit card offers you get from your current credit scoring app? Download CreditWise by Capital One today to avoid them. But our winner is, and actually this is a tie with Greensboro. And so why is Greensboro, which is actually a interesting city because it has a lot of history when it comes to interior design and furniture. But why is it number one? Well, it has the second lowest rents for the average 2-bedroom apartment at $1,395. And the home values, this is probably one of the big reasons, is the home values there are the third lowest in the state at $236,000. And so your housing dollars go a lot further, but your cost of living in general, 91.6% of the national average. So you're getting about an 8% discount to the rest of the country, and or the country's average, and this is the third lowest in the state. So here you have a number of things that are considerably lower for costs. Incomes, though, are also a little bit lower. Median income is $46,000. Average income is $62,000. But there are some things that make Greensboro a great place to live.
Exactly. So North Carolina's third most populous city is Greensboro. It's also part of the Piedmont Triad, which includes High Point and Winston-Salem, and it's midway between the mountains and the ocean, about 3 miles either way, or I'm sorry, about 3 hours to the beach, which to me is a great selling feature. Yeah. And it also has, this is crazy, 7 colleges in the area. So the gay nightlife in Greensboro is pretty college oriented. If that's of interest to you, go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, it is. As I mentioned, it's known for its history when it comes to furniture and textiles. It's a relatively accepting and creative cultural location. The city has First Fridays, which we know oftentimes attracts artisans, and our artisans tend to be a little bit more on the queer side. And then there is the Carolina Theater, a community theater of Greensboro. It also has a bunch of microbreweries, so it's something we like to enjoy. And it was in January of 2021, it passed an ordinance specifically safeguarding LGBTQ individuals from prejudice based on sex, gender identity, and sexual orientation. It's only one of 5 North Carolina communities that has this. Now, why do we highlight this? Why do we talk about this? It's because those things don't happen by accident. It's because there is a community of people, both allies as well as other LGBTQ folks, who push to have these kinds of ordinances put in place. That's what makes cities like Greensboro and other places that we've talked about around the country attractive, because there's a strong LGBT community. So congratulations, Carrboro and Greensboro.
Financial independence with a checking and savings account that doesn't nickel and dime you with fees. Get a Capital One 360 checking or 360 performance savings account at Capital One today. Thank you for listening or watching another episode of Queer Money. On next Thursday's Queer Money bonus episode, we're covering the most affordable LGBTQ plus friendly city in the state of New York.
And guess which one it's not. If you'd like to see the results of all the cities that we are doing in each state and our analysis, go to queermoneypodcast.com/cities, or click on the link in your podcast player or the description of this YouTube video for a growing analysis. Thanks, and have a great week.